Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. I am so excited. I cannot be more excited because I wanted to film this video for quite some time. I feel like it's been 4 to 5 months since I started to prepare all of the footage for this video, and today we're going to talk about how to find an apartment in Amsterdam. In this video, I wanted to talk you through all the tips and tricks on how to find an apartment and share our personal experience. And also I'm going to share a couple of apartments that we viewed because I feel like it's really important to see what's going on here and how they look like, because the apartments, especially in the city center, they are quite similar, so you will know what to expect. So if you're ready, let's jump right into it. In one of my previous videos, I talked about the housing situation here, and if you have not checked it out already, please do. I'm gonna leave it somewhere right here. Accommodation here is really expensive and it's really hard to find something you're actually going to like. And one-bedroom apartments usually go for like 1,400 to 1,500 euros per month, excluding utilities. And it is expensive, but for this price, you're gonna get an average apartment in like a city center or maybe in a good area nearby. But in general, this is a standard price for one-bedroom apartments. Keep in mind that for this price, you're not gonna get any furniture in the apartment, and you're gonna be lucky if you get the floor, because I don't know what's happening here. On top of that, you need to pay your utilities like water, gas, electricity, and stuff like that. And also Amsterdam has a lot of taxes that you need to keep in mind. Plan 2 to 3 months of staying in short-term rental and make sure you have the funds to cover all of that. Do not expect the apartment to fall into your hands easily. It doesn't come without a challenge, and you will need time, and make sure you have the room for it. And also, funniest thing, people usually make the appointments like midday on weekdays. So yeah, make sure to clear out your schedule when you are looking for an apartment, because you will have no choice. Like, there is no choice. They say the time and you need to be there if you want this apartment. There are income requirements, and you have to make, you and your partner have to make 3 times the rent before taxes. So that's quite a lot, and you have to keep that in mind, because if you don't make this amount, they're not going to be able to provide you with accommodation. For many apartments, it's different. Sometimes they ask like 5 times the rent, and sometimes they ask like 2 times rent. So it really depends. Be prepared to show your pay slips for the past 3 months, and also all the bank statements, and maybe even a contract where it says how much you earn every month. Before you start looking for an apartment, my personal suggestion is to find an area that you like, because when you find a good apartment, you have no time to think and you need to make your decision right away. So it's better if you know all of the areas. And some of the most popular areas here are Jordaan, De Pijp, City Center, Amstelveen, Zuid, and Out West. And usually people look in those kind of areas because they have great neighborhoods, and they're also very diverse and unique. It all depends on your personality and what you want to see, and what is the definition of a perfect home for you. I also mentioned Amstelveen, and it's not really Amsterdam because it's on the outskirts and it's like a different city, I believe, but it's such a great place to live in. If you have a family, I think it's going to be perfect for you. It's quiet, it's peaceful, there are birds and everything, not many cars, it's just perfect. This area is also not that far away. You will need like 30 minutes to get to the city center, so that's great. In the city center, there are a lot of tourists, and that can be a problem because it's so crowded. We viewed one apartment right next to Amsterdam Central, which is like the central station here in the city center, and it was not great. Like, there are so many people there to the point where it's like uncomfortable. So many tourists, everybody's shouting, like it's just too much. So if you don't like that, make sure to find like a quiet area, because city center is usually full of people. After I told you all of this, let's get to the tips and to the apartments themselves, because I'm so excited to show you what Amsterdam has to offer, because they're quite good. My personal recommendation is to look for apartments on Funda, and I did not look anywhere else because I don't know, everything that you need isn't there, and it's the most popular platform, so I didn't use anything else. Bavaria's, I've heard, is quite good, but I did not look there, so that's just my experience. The first apartment that we saw was in a beautiful, gorgeous area right in the city center, and it was 1-bedroom apartment. The price for it was 1,700 euros per month. It was 47 square meters. The location was very nice. It was city center, as I've just mentioned, but the apartment itself, I didn't really like it, to be honest. It was very dark, and you also had no door to your bathroom, which was super small. Also, it looked a bit different on pictures. For example, there was no closet, which was a downside because, like, where do you put your clothes? Because the only thing that you have is a bookshelf and no storage whatsoever, so that's the problem. But the kitchen, on the other hand, was very, very nice. They even managed to fit an island in there, which is amazing, but the apartment came almost fully furnished. Personally, it was not worth the price, and for like 1,700 euros you should be having like a bathroom door, at least in my opinion, but don't come for me. Also, in Amsterdam you have this thing where the stairs are just ridiculous. You can barely fit your foot in there. So if you have a small dog or small children, this is going to be a huge inconvenience. Mostly older buildings have this problem, especially the ones that are located in like the city center. You have to expect the stairs to be uncomfortable. Next apartment that we saw was in a beautiful area of Amsterdam, Amsterdam. I did like the apartment. It was much bigger than the previous one, but it came unfurnished and the kitchen was a bit too small. And also the bathroom had a leak in the ceiling, which is a problem for me. I don't know if that's something that you should be concerned about. So in general, nice area and apartment, but again, the stairs are really annoying and it had a leak, and also the kitchen was quite small, so it's a no for us. So the third one that we viewed was in a city center too. It was a little cheaper, but at the same time, it had something very ridiculous and I wanted to show it to you. 46 square meters, one bedroom. It was 1,450 euros per month. So I'm just gonna address it. I'm just gonna say it, okay? The only thing that was off about this apartment was the sink in the bedroom and the fake fireplace. So 2 in 1. For me, it was an immediate no, because I just cannot imagine how you can decorate your freaking sink in the bedroom, how you can make it look good, and you just cannot get rid of it. You can have like modern apartment and everything is great, but the freaking sink. Also seems like this apartment was rented out after some kind of renovation because it looked completely new. Also loved the windows in the living room, but in the bedroom, not that much. stairs to the apartment were quite nice, but again, there you have it. The stairs that lead to like your front door. Okay, let's get to the tips, because I feel like if I knew all of them, it would be so much easier for me to find an apartment. So let's go. First tip is it's not enough to email people. And that is for a fact something that I wish I knew, because I used to send the request via like Funda or Perarius and they never replied. They didn't even see my request. So please make sure you email, you call, you message, whatever it takes, but you have to get in touch with them and hear from them as soon as possible. So it's your priority and you have to make it a priority. The next recommendation is to be quick on a Monday morning, because you need to get your viewings. And to be honest, companies and people, they take a lot of time to respond to you, so you need to be prepared for that. So apply first thing in the morning and be quick. My next advice is to have a spreadsheet where you're going to keep all the information about your applications. This spreadsheet really helps you to stay on track and to make sure that you don't miss out on any details, because you forget them. You do, and you forget even like the address, and you forget the apartment itself. So even like put the pictures in your spreadsheet to make sure that you remember all of this information, because in my case, I didn't do that and people called me and I'm like, did I apply for your apartment? So it's really complicated, and it is a process that requires a lot of attention. And yeah, spreadsheet is something that is going to solve a lot of your problems. And I already mentioned it before, but when you apply, make sure to clear out your schedule for the viewings, because they're usually midday on weekdays, which is absolutely ridiculous, but you cannot view the apartments on weekends. And yes, another tip, make your decisions before you go to see the apartment. It is a thing, because when you come and see the apartment and you hesitate and you don't really show that much interest and you just kind of, I don't know, I'll think about it, you're not getting the apartment that way, unfortunately. You have to be 100% sure and persistent, because if you take some time to think, it's going to be gone in like a day or something. If there's one open house, it will be your only time when you can view the apartment. You cannot change the date, you cannot change the time. That's the only way to get the apartment, is to go and view it right away. If you're not available to come to the viewing, give up the apartment, because it's just not gonna work that way. It's gonna be gone pretty soon. Another tip is to prepare yourself in advance. Watch videos, read articles, just make sure that you know it all, and it's better than going in blind, because you will have to think about a lot of details and you'll have to keep a lot in mind. So it's easier if you know things beforehand. All right, that is it. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I really hope that it will help you to be prepared for your move, and good luck with finding an apartment in Amsterdam. I wish you all the best, all the luck. I hope it will be easy for you after you watch this video, especially, and you are prepared. And yeah, I hope you guys have an amazing day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!